It feels too real. The heartfelt words of a 38-year-old unmarried woman in Guangdong are heartbreaking.
I was forced to go on a blind date again yesterday. Let me share my thoughts. I am a 38-year-old unmarried woman, still single and without a partner. I deeply regret not getting married earlier, not finding a husband sooner.
Leftover women are crying tears of regret. Many of these women decided that they wanted to remain single, pursue a career, but now that they're entering into their late 30s and early 40s, they are unable to find men that are willing to marry them, and many of them are past their reproductive years. Their parents are aging, and it's really a downhill struggle from here. The video that we're watching today comes from China Unvarnished. Go ahead, I'll link them in the description so you can go check them out and show them some support. And let's just go ahead and jump right into the video.
I agree with those who think this way, but I realized it too late. Before turning 30, my expectations were unrealistic. Back then, I had no shortage of suitors and had several relationships, but I ended them for the smallest reasons and lacked a clear and complete understanding of myself. Now, my requirements for blind dates are getting lower and lower. I can even consider a divorced man without children. I hope my sisters can recognize their own situation and get married early, really. After 30, there are far fewer opportunities. Some potential partners won't even consider meeting you if they hear your age. Some sisters say that after 30, women are more mature and sensible. Do you believe that? It's just self-comfort. I don't dare to look at my photos from when I was 25, feeling foolish at that time. I was in my prime and could easily marry if I had been smarter. I wouldn't be in this situation now. Life is like a dream, and a year passes in the blink of an eye. Those who say they absolutely can't lower their standards after 30 and would rather not marry if it's not right, do you believe that? Your own worth has decreased. How can you not lower your standards? This is naive and unrealistic thinking. Men are still picky about you. Now, I'm under extreme pressure, sometimes crying for no reason at night. Now, when my parents see my situation, they just sigh. I feel helpless. My parents used to joke about getting a good deal while young. I found it inconceivable, thinking how can love and marriage be a transaction? But later, I realized it really is like that. Back then, I overrated myself and delayed too long. In 2005, I had a good relationship. The boy treated me well, and I liked him too. The only flaw was that his family's financial situation was average, and he couldn't afford a house at the time. My parents said, "If you two feel good about each other, get married. We'll help with the down payment for the house." I didn't agree and broke up with him. At that time, housing prices weren't high, but I stubbornly believed that a man must have a house. Now thinking back, why did I worry about those things? Sisters, really, after 30, your value depreciates. Even if you don't admit or resist it internally, it's a fact. Can you say your state at 35, whether in appearance or physical function, is better than at 25? Saying you are more mature and sensible is just self-comfort. You might not think you've depreciated, but society thinks so. Can you escape or refute this? I used to firmly believe that if I couldn't marry well, I wouldn't marry at all. But as I got older, I could only marry worse. Sisters, I'm a typical example. I've realized this now, but it's too late. I am about to collapse. I'm 38 years old. How can I compete with young girls? These years, I've lowered my standards again and again. Sometimes I even think about paying a college boy to get pregnant and become a single mother. I really like children and fear being lonely when I'm old. Once I reach 40, even getting pregnant will be a problem. Sisters, I advise you to accept reality and not be misled by some girls' statements. Like not marrying if you can't marry well, or if marrying reduces your living standards, it's better not to marry. The older a girl gets, the more mature and sensible she becomes, and has more advantages. Only marrying if the man has a house and car, or living alone for life is fine too. Issues with in-laws, giving birth, doing housework, taking care of in-laws, and women being at a disadvantage. If you're 40, the possibility of marrying well is zero. At 35, you're basically in trouble with relationships. At 30, It starts to decline. This is my personal experience over the past few years.
These genuine thoughts are not unique to this older unmarried woman in Guangdong. Many other older single women have similar experiences and feelings. Although they may appear confident and glamorous on the surface, their inner monologues reveal the challenges and emotional struggles faced by women in similar situations.
You see, guys, a lot of women decided that they were going to, embrace their feminism. They were going to be powerful. They were going to be boss babes. They were going to prioritize their career. And now this is the reality that they have to face. The reality is setting in that they are going to be single for the rest of their lives. As you can hear, she said that she has thought about paying a college boy to get her pregnant so that she can become a single mother because she is so lonely. You see, guys, throughout the course of a man's life, we have to deal with loneliness. We have to deal with loneliness. But as we get older as men, we suffer so much. The world makes us suffer. People around us make us suffer. Women make us suffer. Even our parents, if you're Gen X or Zennial, they made us suffer. Okay? So we learn to just move on and to say, leave us alone and live simple lives of luxury and comfort. All right? But when it comes to women, women don't know how to be alone. Women don't know how to be by themselves. That's why they're constantly in relationships with all these different guys. They have guys, always have a guy in reserve. But as they're getting older, they're not able to make genuine relationships anymore. All of these women who are like 40 years old right now, and they're going out and getting like 20-something-year-old guys to be intimate with, they're not really having deep conversations with these men. These men can't really relate to them. And the only reason why these men are with them is because they want to be intimate with them. They're not prospects for marriage. They can't marry some brokey 22-year-old. She's 42, he's 22, he's a brokey. She's old enough to be his mother. But hey, that doesn't matter because she's having the time of her life out there, right? But the reality is that she's not going to be able to find a man, a suitor that's going to want to say, hey, I'm going to marry a woman who's 42, children are off the table, and I'm going to subsidize her living for the rest of her life and inherit all of the baggage that she's bringing to the relationship. Men have had an awakening and they're like, yeah, I'm not, why would I put myself out there? Why would I do this? Okay, so a lot of these women, leftover ladies who chose to, essentially go their own way, because that's what it meant. That's what that ism was. That's WGTOW. Now they're, paying. Now they have to face consequences for those decisions. They had their rewards. Now they have to face the consequences, and many of them don't want to do that. By the way, guys, if you're enjoying the content, consider checking out and subscribing to my newsletter for my personal thoughts and insights. It's totally free, and there's a link to it in the description of the video. You can go and subscribe to it, and I release it on a weekly basis. Also, become a part of the Angry Guy community over on Locals. We release exclusive content over there, and you can visit it by going to angrygalaxy.com to get exclusive content or just to support the channel. Guys, this is not something that's going to go away anytime soon. Women chose the bear. There's the whole thing going around the world right now where women are like, if they were in the woods and they had to run into one person, into one or the other, what would it be, a man or a bear? And most women voted for the bear, saying that they would choose the bear over meeting a guy, because the worst case scenario, the bear would just control alt delete, versus a man who might talk their ear off and give them a lifetime of trauma. Yeah, I mean, like, if I tell you, that when I say these people don't like us, they absolutely don't like us, which is why you must go where you are appreciated, go where you are celebrated, not where you are simply needed or tolerated. Because as soon as they don't need you anymore, they will no longer tolerate you. In Western society right now, they need us, but they can't even tolerate us. Think about it carefully. We cannot, we have, as men, we have had to abandon most public spaces right now. We can't even go to the gym in peace anymore. There's some of you who are like, I don't give a damn, I don't care, and you're being defiant, and that's on you. But a lot of other men are just getting some weights, building a home gym, and working out at home, and staying inside. There are 30 million men not working right now, and that number is rapidly increasing because men have washed their hands of the situation. They're walking away and they're not looking back. What do you guys think regarding this, guys? You saw it for yourself. Leftover women are crying tears of regret. Let me know your thoughts on this, and we'll talk about it in the comments. Like the video if you like it. Don't forget to subscribe, and if you like the video, share the video, and just remember that all roads lead to MWM and walking away. And cheers.